Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Bienvenido, clase de hoy. Estamos aquí mismo. Avanzamos despacio, despacio. In other words, we are making progress. Gradually we're making progress. And I want to congratulate as many of you that have been able to follow us. Talk so far. It's been an amazing journey, and I'm glad you are, learning your Spanish on a daily basis. You have to keep practicing, 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 practicing. Okay, now we're going to look at very, very important topic, introduction y cortesia. That means introduction and just courtesies, right? So remember in Spanish, you have two ways. Okay, remember you don't have to joke with that. There are formal way of expression and there are informal way of expression, right? But basically, we're going to look at it. You don't have to neglect the masculine and feminine. Very, very important. Singular and plural. Very, very important. Okay. We're going to be looking at how to introduce yourself, or you just, get hold of someone at the airport, a restaurant, and in any social gathering, or in or any establishment, or whatever. Whatsoever you get in touch with a Spanish person, what are you expected to say? How do you introduce yourself, right, formally? And how do you say where you are from? And how do you say where you are working? These are very, very important expression we're going to be looking at now. So, sit, tight, and let's, run through it. And I believe that by the end of this, it will be a walkover. So let's look at the formal way of expression. Remember, everybody knows this. If I come now and I'll tell you, uh, buenas, buenas tardes, I just said that. Good afternoon. I can choose buenos dias, buenas noches, or cualquier cosa, whatsoever. You can choose anything. And I just said buenos dias. And I want to go ahead to let you know who I am, right? I'll just say, eh, me, me llamo Miguel. Sorry, Miguel. Me llamo Miguel. Now, remember, in Spanish, whenever it's double L, you don't have to forget that. You either pronounce it ayama, ya, or ja. So, in other words, if you go to Peru, a lot of them they use the word ya, ya, ya. In Colombia, it's different. They have a lot of ja, ja, ja. Right. Also in Dominican Republic, it's ja, ja, ja. Right. So Dominicano, ya tú sabes, y avanzamos así mismo. Entonces, ahora mismo, I keep speaking Spanish for you guys are learning, but it's important, okay? Me llamo Miguel, okay? I am, in other words, if you translate this in English, it will be, I am called Miguel. That's why Google will always deceive you if you go ahead and use Google to do this is what it's going to translate to you. Me llamo, right? I'm called Miguel, okay? Because this is a direct this, but that's not how it's expressed. Spanish is not about when you want to translate to English, you don't just carry it like this. It's actually translated the other way around. Okay, and you look at how is it expressed, get the word, get the sentence, then how is it expressed in English? That's where the real, you can actually translate it properly that way. Okay, so we have Me llamo Miguel, and I want to ask you, and you, I will just introduce and say, y usted. Remember, when it's a question, because it's a question, you're trying to answer, and you, usted, not you usted, it's usted, right? Remember, it's a question, you have to put an inverted a question mark in front of that. That's to indicate that this is a question, right? Okay, now the person will have to answer, right? The person will have to answer, the person you're talking to. And you've succeeded in greeting the person and introducing yourself. And the next thing you say is nice meeting you, which is es un placer cono, conocerle, conocerle, right? Because it's a formal way of expression. You're using the word conocerle. So, for example, a normal conversation, which we're going to look at in a little while, and that will be there, right? Because it's easy and everyday use, every moment, you're not wrong. If you use conocerle, you're not wrong. You say conocer, you're not wrong. Well, this is official presentation. That's why we're using the word usted, right? You just say, nice meeting you. And at this point, I will have to stop at this point. So we now look at the informal way and we, drag it a little bit. Just follow us as we proceed. This is very easy. Espanol es fácil, right? Okay, now at this point, we look at the informal way, which is very, very simple. And the same thing you're trying to express, I just come and say hola, which is very easy. Hola, everybody's hola in Spanish. There is no title mentality. There is no this African something something. No, everybody's hola. You can address as everybody as hola, which means hello, hi. That's the same thing. Hola, soy Miguel. Soy Miguel. Okay, you know what this soy is? Not soya beans. Soy means I am. I am Miguel, right? Now, and the same procedure. I want to ask you. E sorry. E E2, the same question. E2, do you know why? Because in an everyday usage, social gathering, anybody, you can just casual way, informal way of presenting this. You don't have to use instead. You just say two. All right. Good. Okay, now, and the person will also have to answer. Whatever it is, will answer. Well, will be able to answer the name. And at this point, you can also use the word es un placer. Nice meeting you. Conocer. Conocerte. See, I'm using the word te. Conocerte, right? Nice meeting you, or nice to meet you, right? It's expressed in any way. Okay, so now we're looking at you've gotten up this point. Congratulations. Okay, now we're looking at the next noun. Haven't arrived at this point. What do you have to say again? You've asked her, and you? Now you want to tell the person where you are from and where you're working, right? Now let's get it solved now. See, the next thing, say, yo soy de Africa. What's this? Yo soy de Africa. If you don't want to put the word Joe as someone is speaking, you don't have to put Joe. You can as well state it from here. Soy de Africa. Forget Joe. Because there is Joe. That's why you're saying this. We're going to learn that, right? You can say from here, Soy de Africa. I'm from Africa. Yes, that's number one. There's another way of expressing this. One thing I love about Spanish is one thing you can express it in five different ways or more. So, soy de Africa, I'm from Africa. But if you want to say, I am an African, soy Africano. Why do I have to use Africano? Because it's masculine. I am a male, then I choose to use masculine. But if you are a female out there, you're going to use Africana. So at this point, you eliminate O and put A, right? It will now be Africana. Okay? Now, if you are a Nigerian, for example, you will say soy Niger Nigeriano if you are a male Nigeria, or Nigeriana if you are a female Nigeria. Very, very good. Now, if you are an American, how you going to say express yourself there? Soy Americano, if you're a male American, or female American, soy Americana, right? Um, the same thing is applicable if you are from Dominican Republic, okay? You don't know what do you have? It's very simple. Soy Dominicano. Soy Dominicana. Dominicana means a female Dominican, and Dominicano means a male. It's the same thing, right? And there are certain countries that have different pronunciation in Spanish. For example, South Africa is not pronounced as South Africa in Spanish. It's pronounced as Africa del Sur. The Sul, S-U-L, that's it. So we have, that means south. Okay, you have Sul, Norte, Oeste, Este. That means east, west, and north. Okay, that's what I just pronounced for you, so it can be regarded as that. We also have Africa del Norte, Africa del Sur, Africa del Oeste, Africa del Este, right? Is just, and we also have Africa del Central, which is the Central Africa. All right, so that's, by the way, you go learn that. Okay, so what we are trying to let you know here is there are certain countries that have different pronunciation. For example, Germany. Germany is pronounced as Alemana. 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 That's how to pronounce Spanish, Germany in Spanish, Alemana. So now, if you're from Germany, how are you going to say you are a German? Get that is an assignment I'm giving to you. Then the other countries, like in Mexico, if you're from Mexico, you're actually going to say Mexicano, Mexicana, right? If you're from Colombia, Colombiano, Colombiana. If you're from Bolivia, Boliviano, Boliviana. If you're from Argentina, it's Argentino, Argentina. Or if you're from Chile, it's Chileno, Chilena. If from China, how are you going to say that? Chino y China. That's how to say it. Chino, soy China, right? What about country like Denmark, which is pronounced as Denemarka, right? So my first assignment to you is I wanted to go look at different countries in the world. How are they called in Spanish? Okay, I give you one more last one on that. Is a part of Africa, Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is pronounced as Costa de Marfil. Costa de Marfil. Okay, you go verify that and let me have your assignment soon. Okay, now we're going to look at how do you now say, because you want to tell the person, after telling the person where you're from, you want to tell the person where you're working. For example, I can just say, Joe trabajo in, which means in English is in, in Spanish is en. Okay, yo trabajo, this is work. I work. Yo means I work in industrial, which is industry. I don't want to use that word. I'll just say in turismo, turismo y edu educación. So that means I work in tourism and education, right? In other words, if you're working in tourism and education, so agencia de viaje, that means I'm a traveling agent, right? Okay, that I'm just trying to give you an example. If you want to say, if you don't want to say, I am working in social place, or you could say, soy, yo soy, or you say soy, yo soy, um, abogado, abo, abogado. 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 Who is abogado in Spanish? Abogado is a lawyer. That's a male lawyer. If it's a female, it's abogada. Okay. We have one of our Spanish instructor. Okay, that is in the same group, WhatsApp group with us, right there. She's a lawyer. Okay, you guys don't know she's a lawyer right there. So if in case you mess up, she's gonna prosecute you. All right, I'm just kidding, you know. So we have Josoy Abogado, Abogada. Okay, what about doctor? Or you say doctor or doctora? What about the teacher? Professor, professora. You all know this. What about the engineer? Just soy ingeniero or ingeniera. The same way. Okay? If you be a carpenter, just soy carpintero, carpintera. Okay? So learn other profession and how they express in Spanish. Get that assignment too. Okay? Now, the word, where are you from? Hmm? Because I just came here, instead of me to ask you person, itu here and answer, don't they rest? Don't they rest? Okay, where are you from? Okay, instead of me using itu, I just say, where are you from? That's a direct question. I just met someone, introduce myself, and I say, where are you from? Don't they rest? Listen, soy Nigeriano. Soy Africano. That's how to express that. If you don't want to use it too, because you first of all express yourself, tell the person where you're from. You now want to ask the person it too, or if you don't want to say it too, you now say don't dare rest. And you know that this can be expressed in different way. You can say they done the two errors. They done the two errors, right? Or you now just say done the rest. Simple. Remember, it's inverted, okay, because it's a question, right? So these are ways to make expressions and ask questions. With this, you've initiated conversation in Spanish, okay? Isn't it very easy? Es fácil. That's why I tell you, Espanol es fácil. Spanish is easy. With this, you are good to go. So I give you an assignment. Make a video or audio record of your conversation with someone, trying to introduce yourself, tell the person your name, where you're from, and what you do for a living. That's just that. Okay? And let the person respond to you. I want to hear the response. So I'm waiting for the assignment. Okay, some of you are sending privately, that's good. Some of you are sending in the group, that's good. But it's important that you send in the group so that others will also learn. And below the video, you can also, the comment section, you are free to express yourself there. Ciao, mi gente. Aquí llegamos a fin de esta clase. We've just arrived to, in the last part of this class. So, and nos vemos la próxima clase. Hasta la próxima clase que viene. Puede ser mañana, puede ser semana que viene, y puede ser el próximo año, y puede ser el próximo mes. Cualquier tiempo no es importante. Lo más importante que aquí mismo es para usted aprende que español. Chao, mi gente. Hasta luego. Chao. Chao. Dios te bendiga. Chao.